Hey everyone, Ross here from Warrior Trading. So in today's episode, I'm going to break down my trades on BAER. $21,723.24 of profit on a banana squeeze. You don't know what a banana squeeze is? Well, I talked about it in yesterday's episode, and I actually gave you a link where you could watch a 90-minute long lesson on the banana squeeze strategy. So those of you guys who watched yesterday's episode, leave me a comment down below and tell me if that helped you trade BAER better today than you would have if you hadn't watched that episode. Those of you guys that missed yesterday's link, I'll put it right down here, pinned to the top comments and in the description, so you can watch that free lesson. It's available as part of the Warrior Pro curriculum, but I want to make it available for you guys on YouTube as well, because it's a great lesson, and the banana squeeze strategy is one of my favorite ways to capitalize on big momentum. And we got it yesterday and we got it again today. Forgive me for having a hoarse voice. I've been under the weather, but I still show up. And that's one of my kind of, one of the things that I believe in is that I have to show up every day. I do it for my students who are tuned in and hoping, of course, to see me every morning. And I do it for myself as well, because you never know what the market is going to give you. And today it gave me a great gift. And if I had said, no, I don't feel well, I would have missed it. And the reality is 1 or 2 days each month can significantly change your month for better or for worse. But because they can be, of course, for better, I want to make sure I'm here to see what opportunities may present themselves. So for the most part, I show up every day, and I'm glad I showed up today. So we're going to go over BAER. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to break down the trades I took. There were a couple of really nice trades, so you're going to want to stay tuned as I break this down. I will keep the recap brief. You guys are welcome to watch the banana squeeze strategy lesson. It's about 90 minutes long. And if you watch that, you watch the recap and you say, hey, you know what? I'm ready to take the leap. I think I'm ready to be a day trade warrior. I would love for you to check out Ross's ultimate day trading bundle. So check this out. I think you guys will like it. We put a 7-day money back guarantee on it, so you can jump in and trade side by side with me for 7 days. You can start to go through my curriculum. You can start to use some of the tools that I'm using trading, and you get a sense of whether or not this is for you or not. So I'll put a link to my ultimate day trading bundle down in the description, and I'll put a link to my banana squeeze episode, so you guys could check out both of those. Those links will be pinned in the comments and in the description. All right, so check this out. We've just put this bundle together just this week. We're unveiling it right now. This is actually the first video I've made featuring it. It includes your one-time Warrior Pro membership fee. So that's a one-time membership fee. It's like a library card. It gives you access to our curriculum of all of the classes I've taught: day trading, the basics, strategies and scaling, all of the advanced strategies, all of the classes taught by Warrior Pro graduates. And it also includes a year of prepaid access to the tools that I'm using every single day while I'm trading, and which therefore I think you should be using as well. So come over to this page, check it out, and I hope you do. And as always, let us know if you have any questions. Okay, so let's get into today's recap. All right, so this morning, as usual, well, I woke up this morning around 5:50 maybe. It was early. Rolled over and I was like, not feeling great. Throat's hurting. So I check my gap scan, and this is something I do on a pretty much daily basis. I pull up my gap scan and I ask myself, what's moving in the market today? So I've got my gap scan on my phone. This is the same tool that all of our Warrior Pro members who are part of the Warrior Pro Ultimate bundle would have access to. And I noticed that the gap scans didn't look that interesting. The biggest gappers, the float pretty low. They weren't very low. There's just nothing really particularly interesting. But that was the case yesterday also, and I still had a great day. So I came over, sat down in my office, and I noticed one of our students who's made over $1 million. He's got his profitability badge. He made a mention of BAER, and he said, that move right there is going to do it for me. I just hit my daily goal. And that was when it hit like 7:26, and I was like, all right, let's see. I was like, are you kidding me? What time is it? It's like 7:30 in the morning. So it hits 7:26, $7.26 at about 7:35 in the morning. It pops up here to 7:36, a high of 7:41, and I decided to buy right here. My first trade was 5,000 shares at 7:46. It went up to a high here of 773, and let's see, my best exit. I have an exit at 771, which is pretty good. So I made some money on that first trade, about $800. It pulls back a little bit, and it breaks out of this upward channel that it was in, and it starts going kind of sideways. And I was like, all right, well, you know what? I'm on the leaderboard. I'm in the green. That's good. I'm grateful for that, but it is pulling back here. So we broke out of that channel. We start pulling back a bit. And then as you can see right here, we squeezed up, and the pre-market high had been 782. So we come back up here, and this was at about, let's see, 8. The time was 8:04. So I took my next trade on this one okay, so this was a good trade. So let me show you what I did here. So I'm going to back out of this for 1 second. I'm going to show you on this chart. So I had drawn on this chart here, this trend line. So this was 735. When we hit that high of 782, it pulls back, and right here it comes back up. And I had drawn this trend line. I connected these two dots. So I drew this trend line at about 7:49 in the morning, connecting this candle here at 7:41 and this one here. Because I was like, it seems like this is after it dropped here and came back up. I was like, it feels like there's some support here. So it broke it. It came back up, tried to get above it. It couldn't, sold off. Came back up again to that level and then dropped. And when it came up here, I was like, no, I can't buy right here. It's running into this resistance level, and I think that it's a respected level. So I didn't add there. But this is what I did. I watched it right here, pull back. As it broke over the high right there of 63, I said, it's breaking this resistance level. And right there, I bought 10,000 shares. So we got a squeeze right here up to $8.10. That was a nice trade, really nice trade. So that was my best trade of the day so far at that point. It then it struggled a little bit at 8, and then it held 8, and so I added at 8.15 and 8.25. And at that time, we squeezed up to a high of about 8.40. We dipped down here on this candle to 8.02, but then we hit 8.40. So I got out. It pulls back a little bit. So now we're like 8.12, 8.14. Let's see. So I got back in at about 8.30, $8.30. I was looking for the break of 8.50. But look what happened. We hit 8.55 and we kind of stalled out, pulled back. I took a loss in this area. It wasn't a big loss, but I did take a small loss, a couple $100. It pulls back again. It comes all the way down to 7, and look at where it finds support. I bought a dip right there. I said, you know what? I'm going to buy a dip off this level. So I got in, I bought a dip right down there in the 70s. In the 80s, 780s. Comes back up, comes down again. I bought the dip again. It's holding this level. Comes back down again. I started getting a little nervous. I was like, I don't know. I think this might break actually. So then I didn't buy the dip. I just sort of waited for a second. And it did break. And I was like, shoot. Okay, well, I don't know. I think this might be done now. I'm not sure. Sells off a bit more. I was like, nah, I'm not interested. And we've got this. And then all of a sudden right there, right? So when it came back up there, where did I get back in? As soon as it broke over that level, I was like, I'm back in. And look at that squeeze. Look at that move. We squeeze up to 860. We pull back. We rip through 860. We go up to 885, up to 9, just under 9. I added right in this area for the squeeze through $9. We pulled. Let's see, what time is it? Oh no, this is early. So then it pulls back again. So I actually I think I had another loss in this area somewhere. It might have been right on this candle. So I had another loss, not a huge loss, but another loss, $700 maybe. It sells off, and I was like, I don't know. It keeps going up and below this line. It comes back above it here, and I was like, I don't know. I'm feeling nervous. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this thing's going to work. So it drops back down. It comes back up, and right here as it came back up, now we're coming right into the open. I was like, okay, it's game time. So I got back in at 875, added 85 and 95. Now we're up to 920 coming into the open, right? So we've got 5 minutes to the open. And what was interesting here on this was that it had a really hard time at 925. There were some sellers stacked up, 925 big sellers. And I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening with this, but there's some big sellers here. It breaks it, and I started adding at 35 and 45. And then sellers again at the $0.50 of 50. I tried to get in at 50. I stopped out once and twice, and I got back in a third time, and then that time it broke. So small loss, small loss. This time it breaks, it goes up to 10. Holy smokes. It then halts up at the open at 1095, perfect gap and go. On the resumption, I added, and it goes all the way up to a high of 1245 before halting down once. It then comes down a second time. I bought 1,000 shares at 917. I put an order to buy at 860. 860 was just a little below VWAP. Order didn't fill, but I got back out of my position about break even. And then that was my last trade. That was it. I said, now it's on the backside of the move. Unless it gets back up above maybe 11 or 1150 and it looks like it's going to go through the highs, I'm done. And that was it. That was my day on BAER. $21,000 of profit. What a day. I couldn't believe it. This was great. I wish I had been as aggressive today, as aggressive yesterday as I was today, or maybe even on Wednesday. But in any case, I did well today. And so you guys know, of course, that I was in this drawdown. Many of you know who have been watching my daily recaps. Last week was 5 red days in a row. 4 big red days, max loss, and then a small red day on Friday. Small green day on Tuesday, market holiday on Monday. Small green day on Wednesday. Thursday, $6,700. Nice. Curling back up. Today, another big green day, and boom, I'm going to be back at all-time highs. All-time highs on the month, all-time high in my account, and momentum is back. Now, it may be short-lived, but these were a couple of really nice days here. So that's my recap. If you want to learn more about the banana squeeze strategy, check out the video lesson. There's a link to it down pinned in the comments. And if you want to become a Warrior Pro member so you can watch me while I'm trading every single day, check out my ultimate day trading bundle. 7-day money back guarantee gives you a chance to get into the classes, get into the chat room, and get a sense of whether or not you like the way I trade and you like the strategy that I teach. So I'd love to have you join. And I'll remind you, as always, that trading is risky. My results are not typical, and there's no guarantee you'll find success whether you trade on your own or you'll learn from me. So take it slow and practice as a simulator before you put real money on the line. And hey, guess what? We have a simulator that we encourage our students to use. So you'll be able to see that if you become a Warrior Pro member. All right. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday morning.